are my teammates, and we are going to study the nature of cache memory and mapping function. Yes, first of all, cache memory. Cache memory. Firstly, I want to present this visual presentation. This is the CPU. When CPU requests the data, first it checks the cache memory. After it, if cache memory doesn't present, it checks the main memory. After it doesn't present, it checks the main memory. See, by seeing the distance, cache memory is here compared to the main memory. So we can easily access the cache memory. First of all, the cache memory is a small high-speed memory, which is between the CPU and main memory. It stores the most frequently or recently data which we can access very fastly. And we are building using the cache memory is built using the SRAM. SRAM is static ready access memory, which reduces the time needed for the CPU access data. Yes, cache when CPU requests the data, the required data is present in the cache. We set the cache. Next, if it present, when the request is the read, when the CPU requests the read data, when it present in a cache, is called as a read. Same as in a write. First of all, this caching is present. The data is in the required cache, and which gives the fastest memory access time, which reduces the CPU's time and indicates the cache utilization. Cache, if the CPU requests the data, if the required data is not present in a cache, then it is called as cache. Same it is present if the data is in a read mode or write mode. The same flow is continuous. The CPU uses the data from the main memory, which is stored compared to the cache memory. After which the data is stored in the cache, and further it continues in the cache. Next, which is the increase in the memory access time. Next is continued by the type of cache memories. Compulsory cache memory is the first data. If the data is present in the data is first time it is read. That is called compulsory. It is not present in the cache. It is present in the memory. Next, capacity. If the cache is very small, the required data is very large. Use amount of it. So the block can be replaced. Complete the multiple memory blocks complete the same cache memory happens due to the placement restriction. You will able to explain the other things. Yes. Each CPU modern computers there are many CPUs and each CPU contains its own private cache where it keeps copies of data from main cache storage means all CPU must see the same up-to-date value for any shared data, even though each has its own cache. All caches reside on a common bus. When one CPU changes its value, others it will update or invalidate from the copies. A central history tracks which caches have a copy of each memory block and tells them where to update. Here we have two CPUs and shared memory X. Both caches and memory have each variable 10. CPU 1 updates to 20. In this CPU 2 will not still as X is equal to 10. When the snowing or directory method is used, the CPU update to 20. Yes, CPU 1, CPU 2, main memory, all are same and consistent. Application in when data is brought from main memory to the cache, the memory function chooses the exact place where the cache should be stored.
These rules make it quick to check whether the address is already stored in the cache or it should be fetched from main memory. These are seen partial rules for better performance reduce memory copies and will be continued by memory.
Direct mapping is a technique where the main memory mapped is exactly one specific space address. And advantages of direct mapping: they are very simple and fast. They are very simple and fast to search and low flexibility. And disadvantages are they are high order. The less flexibility and high changes of confidence. The diagram is like main memory and cache memory. The main memory they are up to block 0 to 4000.85, and the cache memory they are up to block 0 to 127. Like the intent block is block number is 128. There are 3 stages like the stack block number. There are 5 stack and the block 7 blocks and 4 words. Associative mapping also called as fully associative mapping, and they are any block of main memory. They are replaced in any address. Advantages: they are very perfect access and maximum utilization of the cache. Disadvantages are expensive order and the subject for entire cache takes more time. In the associative mapping, they are also called as right side map and left side map. Main memory cache, main memory address take block 0 to up to block 4795, and cache memory is the left side. There are tags, tags and there are two status, tag and word, there are tags and forward. Next will be controlled by this. Associative mapping is combination of both direct mapping and associative mapping. And cache, in this method, cache is divided into number of cells. Each cells have multiple lines, and we are inputting the path of memory to the set. The path of the memory is stored in any level. But next, advantages: it is balanced and lower conflict than direct memory, and the next one is it is less costly compared to the associative mapping. Use of more flexibility in a next one is disadvantages. It is more complex compared to direct mapping because the system can access more efficiency. And next one is slightly higher cost. It is slightly higher cost due to cache compression in the diagram. It is the main memory block and this is the cache memory block. Cache memory block is divided into sets and 2 lines. Assume we inputting a block of memory to the set. It can go either first line or second line. On this, it's one and next conclusion. Cache mapping technique is a important technique for improving speed and efficiency of data accessing in memory. And next, the direct mapping is a simple and it is more efficient. It is not. And next one is associative mapping. Associative mapping offers higher flexibility, but it is expensive. And next, set associative mapping. Set associative mapping gives balanced solution and it is due to better performance and efficiency. And by using the better one, it improves the efficiency of the device.